Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be providing a market update for Chainlink, which does still remain within this longer term range on the USD pair. You can see going all the way back here to May of 2022, it has been ranging between the support at $5.60 and the resistance right around $9. So we really can't take away too much here on this weekly chart until we do see a breakout either above the range or below the range. And as it stands, we're right in the middle, so that is something that we're not really going to be focusing on. What's more important here is that the Chainlink Bitcoin ratio, which is telling us how Chainlink is performing with respect to Bitcoin by taking Link, the price of Link divided by the price of Bitcoin, this is actually starting to break down here. And it's really just showing us here that Bitcoin on this move, on this rally up to 28K, has left a lot of other altcoins sort of bleeding against Bitcoin, not seeing as good of performance. And again, you can see that quite well illustrated here on the Link Bitcoin ratio, breaking down below the support. And in my last video on Chainlink, I did talk about the possibility of holding this as support right around 30,000 Satoshis. That was where we had as support right here in July on this retest before going back up to make a higher high. And that was where we started to bounce off of in the short term from this level. Chainlink on its Bitcoin valuation bounced by about 18%, but of course that started to roll over and we haven't held that as support. We've broken down. So that idea is no longer in play. And the idea was we were looking for some sort of higher low. We were looking for a reversal so we would start to trend back up, make a higher high, and really shift the momentum back to the upside. Again, we haven't seen that, so that idea is no longer in play, and that's now invalidated. What we can focus on now is starting to target this lower range right around 22,000 Satoshis. So at this point, what bulls really need to start looking out for is some sort of longer term double bottom. And if Chainlink on the Bitcoin valuation can come back down to retest this, start to bounce off of, and then reclaim the 30,000 Satoshi mark. So for example, looking something like this, anything that comes back down, retests this as support, and then starts to bounce back up higher, reclaiming the previous range. If we can get something like this start to develop, that would really confirm a double bottom. And this is sort of the last resort for the bullish argument, because again, we are getting pretty close down to those lows. If that level is to be broken and we're going to start to form a lower low, then of course that would mean we're just continuing the bearish trend. We're going to lose a lot of that value with respect to Bitcoin and continue bleeding on this longer term downtrend, which is not something that we want to see. And I have thrown out the idea of the Link Bitcoin ratio reversing its macro trend at some point, and we want to see that sooner rather than later, because you can see how quickly these steep declines can get and how much that can impact the Chainlink USD pair. And for example, what this is really showing us is, for example, Chainlink's right here around $7. It's below its November highs, it's below its August highs. And if we were to look at Bitcoin instead, you can see that has actually done the exact opposite. It's broken back above its February highs, it's broken back above its August highs, it's made a higher high, it's started to have a very clear and defined reversal on this weekly chart. Whereas going back here to Chainlink, again, still very much stuck in a range, hasn't broken out, has more or less had a triple top at $9 from June, August, and even October. So it's very clear here that Chainlink has underperformed on the most recent rally. Any way you measure it, from the highs or from the percentage gain off of the lows, any way you slice it, the Chainlink Bitcoin ratio has been bleeding, has been breaking down, and we really wanted to see this level at 30,000 Satoshis hold as support. So now that that is no longer in play, we have to look down to the range lows at 22,000 Satoshis and really look out for, say, a double bottom pattern. If we can print a higher low in this region and then reclaim the range, that would print a deviation, which would also be a bullish setup. We just want to see support holding and not breaking down below the range lows at 22,000 Satoshis. In that scenario, then we would just look to a continuation of this downtrend, and we would potentially start to target some of these valuations from back here in the 2019 and 2020 rally, where we could get all the way down to, say, for example, the support at the 18,000 Satoshi range. So I hope you guys did enjoy the content and the analysis, and as always, I will see you in the next one.